welcome everybody. This is Sarah Snell Cook, your host with the Credit Union Connection. I'm here today with these two fine gentlemen, Nathan Grossenbach, welcome.
Hello.
And Nathan is the president and CEO at the $139 million Shoreline Hometown Credit Union. And also we have today Danny Howell, welcome.
Hello.
A repeat offender here, who is the COO at Mahalo. And why don't you both go a little bit deeper into your introductions of yourself and your organization. Nathan, start with you.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. So as you mentioned, I'm the president and CEO of Shoreline Hometown Credit Union. I've been here for almost 13 years, and I would say that we're a smaller credit union, but we are thriving. And we've done a really great job of taking care of our community, and I think we've done it through member experience and the technology stack that we've continued to improve upon every year. And so I'm really excited for our conversion over for a new core banking system, which is why we're here today, and online banking provider. Just another step in the right direction for our credit union.
Yeah, and just so as a wordsmith, when you say we're small but we're thriving, small and we're thriving.
And we're thriving. That's fair. I love it.
And we're thriving. There's no reason small credit unions can't thrive and survive.
Absolutely.
Especially with partners that can help them out. Denny, go for it. Your turn.
Yeah, my name's Danny Howell. Again, repeat offender, right? But been in the credit union industry since 1995. We started Mahalo in 2018. Mahalo is a digital banking company that's really here to help credit unions of all asset sizes, like you said. It's not just large asset size credit unions that can and will be successful. It is anybody who really wants to be successful, right? So we're here just to help them help their members. It's been a great partnerships.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for your time. Nathan, first question is going to go to you. So what were you looking for in a mobile banking provider that you weren't getting from your previous provider? I assume you had a previous provider.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we did. And, honestly, we've been very pleased with technology that we've had for many years. And it's just that next generation of options that our members need. We continually want to serve. I think we have two distinct membership groups. We have traditional members that have been with us since the 1950s. And we have this new age of memberships that are where we're growing into more of the cities and the urban area. And so we needed to find a provider that could serve both sides. So a good, easy, simple feel. I get in there, I know exactly where I'm going to go, combined with the technology that maybe the new groups of memberships that we're going for are really looking for. Things like the ability to transfer out and budgeting and having more built into the system that they can access. And so for us, we're looking at several different providers, and Mahalo clearly shined above the rest of them to be able to provide from both aspects.
Yeah, that's awesome, because a lot of I was reading a survey the other day that younger members, Gen Zs and millennials, are particularly the ones who are into the advanced budgeting tools. So that's really awesome, obviously, for great idea, because credit unions need to get those younger members in the door for sure.
They do. And, I was surprised, going into it, we thought the same thing. And then we started hearing, I elicited feedback from a membership, and I'm finding out that those who've been here for 40 to 50 years, they too were saying, we need more features.
Wow.
We need more service. I want to do this at 9 o'clock at night. So, I typically that's what you think, but it is widespread. Every member was looking for it.
Okay. So were there any particular features that drew you to Mahalo?
Yeah, well, I think just off the bat, the integration into the new core that we're looking for is huge. The amount of things that we don't need to have a manual process for, the technology that's there to automate things such as external transfers, the budgeting software is big for us. This is not a solution that we've been able to offer in the past. And the third part that comes with that is the ability to aggregate our accounts into the online banking platform. We've tried it with a standalone product before where our members had to go out and enroll in it, and they add all their, their credit cards and their other bank accounts to bring transaction history in. That was really clunky, and we see the Mahalo platform and how easy it is to do it. I think that's going to be huge for our mission of supporting the financial success of our members. And Shoreline, we know, although we'd like to think we have their entire relationship, we don't. And so their ability to bring the full picture in to one spot and have access to that in one good exportable spot or one reviewable spot is critical for us.
Yeah. And so love those explanations. Denny, what do you think makes Mahalo stand out? What are you hearing from credit unions when you're talking to them?
We actually get this question quite often. And honestly, the truth is it's a lot of things. It's not just one thing that makes Mahalo stand out. When a credit union is looking at our solution, they meet our team, and then they recognize that deep credit union experience that we have both from Mahalo and our staff. A shift happens, right? Really, after speaking with our existing clients, they fully grasp the depth and completeness of our platform. Like Nathan was saying, we don't have to, credit unions aren't having to go out and get third-party solutions for all these other ancillary products. We're building those into our platform for them. So really, the platform is extremely complete for them. They soon realize we're just not another digital banking provider. I think we're something a little bit entirely different. And I think that difference matters, in the space that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm. And of course, creating efficiencies right now for credit unions is huge, huge. Now, Denny, last time you were on with me, we talked about your mindful banking, I think is what you called it. Yeah.
Thoughtful banking. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very, inclusive, not only for older versus younger, users, but also people who have disabilities and stuff. So I think that was very thoughtful in fact.
Again, it's something that, credit unions are member centric. And if 15 to 20% of their members can't engage with them, there's a loss there for them, right? They're not getting into that environment. So by building something that every member can get in and use, you want to see that be 100% inclusive.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And my left-handed daughter thanks you too. So I'm going to start with Nathan, but both of you are welcome to jump in on this one. So Shoreline is a relatively small credit union, as you noted, at 139 million. Is mobile banking more important for y'all than you think larger credit unions?
Yeah, that's a good question. I started here in 2013, and the measurement that was always provided the board was number of branch transactions that we did. And I remember we topped out about 20,000 across our 3 branches, and we thought, well, this is crazy. And as time went on, that number went to 18, 16, 14, 13,000. And, the board of directors took a step back and they're like, well, is this bad? And so we had to look at a whole new data set, and it's, well, let's look at everything. Let's look at debit card, credit card, online banking, ACH. And we found out that we have almost 300,000 transactions or touch points with our membership per month. And so much more of it is done via digital. So can I say it's more important than a big credit union or even a smaller credit union than us? I don't know if it's more important, but I can tell you that having a good solution helps us compete. And when members come in and they're looking for a new financial institution, we can say we got better rates than the others, and we have same, or in many cases, superior technology. It's a win-win because they know when they're walking in, they're going to be called Mark and Stacy. They're not going to be called, hi, how can I see you today or help you today? They're given basically the whole suite of a small credit union experience with the big technology.
Yep. The equalizer for sure. Are you seeing that around, Denny?
Yeah, and I definitely agree with Nathan. I don't think it's more important for smaller credit unions. I think everybody understands just how vital it is across the board right now, right? I think what's critical, though, is ensuring that the smaller credit unions have equal access to the same advanced features that larger credit unions have, with those technology partners. That's the important thing with what we do is we make sure we deliver that same high level functionality to every credit union we serve, whether it's a $40 million asset credit union or a credit union that's $4 billion in assets. Every one of those members are equally important to us. So every member of every size asset credit union should really get that digital banking experience they expect, and especially they deserve as well.
Absolutely. Technology is a great equalizer, right?
Yeah.
So Nathan, I noticed you also offer business banking, which not a lot of credit unions do. Many, but not, less than half for sure. Did that affect your digital banking choice?
Yeah, actually, it really did. We didn't go into it thinking it would, but it was one of those things that you didn't realize how much better it can be. I'll go from that direction. How much better it can be with another provider. Something as simple as having the QuickBooks integration. We have lost, it doesn't sound like a lot, but we've lost probably 20 members over the last year because we didn't have that integration. And it was not something we knew going into it that this would be a big part of it. But once we saw that at least Mahalo can offer it, this was an easy add-on for us to purchase. And being able to tell members that came to me and said, hey, why don't you have this yet? Give us 9 months. We're almost there, guys. Hold on tight. And it's been the difference maker. They have said, we can do that. We can do the manual process for a little bit because you do offer all these other services to it. So that part is really nice. And then the second part too, I don't know how much this will resonate with others, but the core we're on right now is member number specific. So every membership number has its own login to online banking. And with Mahalo, it's more social security number centric. So because of that, our members will be able to see in a better place my personal account, my retirement account, my business accounts associated than we
Yeah.
have right now, which right now requires many members to have 5, 6, 7 different sets of logins with very minimal capabilities to transact between multiple membership numbers. That won't be an issue with Mahalo as well. So yeah, it turned into a really big thing that we didn't even realize was a problem before we started the search.
Yeah, yeah. When I started my business, I had to actually go to the bank across town rather than my credit union.
Yeah.
They didn't even offer banking services at all.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, who doesn't use QuickBooks as a
Yeah.
small business? So definitely important to know that.
Mhm.
And that person-centric system is what's really important, right?
Mhm.
It's everybody has enough problems right now remembering one login, username and password, let alone 5 or 6 if they got to get into it. So let's make it easy, give them everything they have at the credit union. They can see their entire relationship, one login, everything's right there.
Mhm. And that's the thing also at the bank that I had used before I moved down here to South Carolina, 2 separate apps for my banking, business banking,
Oh,
and
wow.
my personal checking. So
Yeesh.
yeah, it was, yeah, it was not, well, obviously you're solving for that problem, basically.
Yeah.
That's the words I'm going for. So, so Nathan, what's keeping you and your peers up at night as it comes to mobile offerings?
Yeah, well, I feel a lot better about it now. It was increasingly, we were in a long contract. And so you could kind of see as time went on, just the competitiveness wasn't there. When we first signed on it, we were ecstatic. It was a big upgrade. So, a lot of that is I trust that Mahalo is going to keep up with the business better than our prior provider would. I think their roadmap and what they've shown about what they've done since we began talking, it was about January of this last year, the enhancements they've made, the roadmap they have, and how they engage with their customer base, that helps me feel a lot better that Mahalo is going to be able to keep up and they're listening to their customers and that they will adapt as needed as well. So I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now. I can't say I'm stressed.
So Danny, what's on that roadmap? Where are we going next?
I mean, we have just about everything on that roadmap. I mean, just in general alone, Mahalo completed 211 new features or upgrades to our platform in 2024. So it just goes to show you the level of development we do for our credit unions, to kind of listen to them, what's going on in the marketplace, what's going on right now that we need to look at. So we've created a really nice open ecosystem where our credit unions can talk to each other. They work with projects together. It's just nice having that kind of camaraderie between not just Mahalo, but all of our credit union partners as well.
How do you set up that camaraderie? Is there a way that you facilitate that?
I mean, we have a forum where all of our credit unions can kind of talk to each other about projects they have, what's going on, about our releases, what do they want to do together. So again, it's just really been able to create that open ecosystem where let's let them all talk. I mean, that's where great things come from, right? To a lot of people putting in ideas, and you take all those ideas and you whittle them down to, something that you can really work with and kind of develop for our credit unions. And that's just kind of what we do here.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm going to start this question with Denny, but I want you also, Nathan, I want your input on it as well. What makes or breaks mobile banking when you're trying to attract Gen Z and millennials and keep them?
I think to me, it's always kind of struck me odd that I think they put Gen Zs and millennials, they're often treated like they're some exclusive, hard to reach demographic. I don't really think they are. I mean, to us, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think they expect a mobile experience that's fast, that's intuitive, it's easy to use, it's not complicated. Yet we see solutions that continually add layers and layers upon complexity. Complexity. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Under those assumptions, that more equals better, right? But it's not. More is not always better. I mean, if you look at TikTok, in popularity, it comes from being direct and effortless, right? At Mahalo, our mission is to make members' needs that simple, right? Not unnecessary, not unnecessary complexity. Sorry about that.
Yeah, as a Gen Xer, I'm glad you said millennials aren't special. So
yeah, I know this. My millennials won't be, but that's okay.
We're always ignored. Anyway, Nathan, how about you? What do you think makes or breaks it for your younger members?
Well, as an older millennial myself, I'm highly offended, but no, honestly, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's the usability part of it. No, we obviously don't have the product in our hand yet, but what we've seen from the demos is it's much more customizable than our current solution is. For me, what's important to me, it's my savings and my checking account, but others, it might be their HSA or their mortgage loan or their credit card that they have, or maybe they don't even want to see their accounts. They want to see travel notices and they want to see other things that pop up. So it's much more in the hands of not only the credit union to design an interface that looks well, the members also have much greater control of it too. So they can see what they want to see when they first pop it up. Right now, when you pop it up on our current app, it's very static. There's a couple links that you can go to and you got to click about 2 or 3 times before you can see an account balance.
Wow.
That doesn't work. And we have people that ask like, can I just like touch the app and my balance shows up? Because there's a competitor down the road that does that. And I, honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember if Mahalo does or not. But just one of those things, like, just crazy to me to think that you want it that easy where anybody can touch that button on your phone and you see your balance. But there you go. That's a need.
Yeah. And Nathan, your members will get quick balance functionality.
Quick balance. There you go.
Quick balance functionality. They even get to see the last 5 transactions that triggered on that account, not just the balances. So
that was not a planned segue.
Well. Yeah, that worked out.
I took a leap of faith there. I'm glad you came through.
Yeah. Way to guess. So we're going to move on to that part of the interview where I always give my guests their final thoughts. They get to choose what their last words they leave our credit union executive audience with. Nathan, I'm going to go with you.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I think the biggest lesson I've learned is to not stop looking. Honestly, a year ago today, we were heading to, 11 months ago today, we were heading to the headquarters of our current core, and we had every intention of re-signing. And just going with it. We were happy with it. And for whatever reason, the little bug in the back of our head said, let's just start looking at different options. And through that process, we're completely revamping our entire stack. But you don't know what's out there. It changes so quickly. I mean, you mentioned you started in 2018. It's crazy to me to think that the integrations you have, the service you have, the customer base that you have has all happened within our contract period with that core. And I'm super happy that we looked. Nothing bad to say about our existing provider. They've been great to us. It's just the world changes very quickly, and I'm glad that we went into it with an open mind.
Yeah, we'll have to do an episode on cores one time.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Now, Danny, your final thoughts.
No, I mean, like everything, I like, thank Nathan offhand for, bringing us in and listening to us and kind of seeing what we have and working with us. To me, bigger's not always better. Like he said, you got to look, you got to do your research, you got to dig in there, talk to other credit unions, see what other people are asking about, talk when you're talking to providers. Have every one of their, credit unions be on that list so you can call every single one of them. That's an important thing to me. Not hand picking, who I want my credit union, I'm talking to talk to on my side. Our entire credit union partner list is wide open for all of our credit unions to talk to. So again, I just take your time, make sure you're, looking at things for the right decisions, look for something that is all encompassing where you're not having to buy or get like 4, 5, 6, 7 different third-party solutions to come in to build a single platform. That's all I got. I mean, I just think, your time, and go through that process.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons we started the Credit Union Connection. We don't want credit unions picking just who has the biggest marketing budget, right?
No, I mean, yeah, that's for sure.
Well, thank you for your time, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Have a great day.